mainly because of the profession that I'm in. What's up? What's up? Thank you. A lot of people are gifting subs. It's not my birthday yet. I'm gonna turn old in just under 4 hours. Voice? What's wrong with my voice? What? What's wrong with my voice? What the hell? Hold on, let me listen. What's wrong with my voice? Hold on, let me listen. What's wrong? Sounds normal. It sounds higher? What? What? It's not my birthday yet. It's not my birthday. You gotta wait, guys. You gotta wait. Reverse puberty. I'm fucking Benjamin Buttoning this shit. I'm going back. But yes, I'm turning 30. It's gonna be fun. Did you see the dreaming message? I did. I mentally replied in my head, which means I didn't reply. So, sure. The voice for man getting older by the minute. Dude, I can't wait to get old man. I feel like my old man voice is gonna fucking rip. I feel like it's gonna be fantastic. But I haven't figured it out yet. But I will. I think it's gonna be fantastic when I get there. First of all, thank you to everyone who subbed. Obviously, a lot of resubbers, some really long resubs, and I do appreciate all of them. I'm very bad at thanking them. Norway, thank you for the 10. Divya, thank you for the 5. Strike, as always, thank you for the 5. Leafy Wings, thank you for the 10 as well. Very kind. Give us a timer. We'll do a timer when I'm done, because we have the Stanley Parable DLC, which is about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, I believe. And then we'll just chat until I'm old. Sorry, my music is loud. And then we'll hang out a bit more as well. Let me actually just turn the mix down here for my music. I can see you fossilizing as we speak. Jolly good. When I stand up after I turn 30, do my knees just like give up? Is that what happens? That's what I've been led to believe. Did you get a cake? I got us a little cake. I won't lie. I tried to get a more conventional looking cake, but I forgot until last minute. So I got a cheesecake, but I think that's just as good in my mind. I think the cheesecake is great. I think that's fine. Your niece gave up at 25. That seems like a skill day. Plus, I like cheesecake more. It's a classic. It just doesn't look as birthday-like. You know what I mean? But it is a good one. Ricotta cheesecake. Well, that sounds delightful. Be ready to wake up with a sore neck or shoulder for no reason. Oh, thank you.
I've got a decade on you and not achieved 5% of what
that's very kind of you.
X,
thank you, Stacey, as always. And thank you always for watching the streams. I appreciate it. I see an Emma TTS queued up.
Happy birthday, Boomer. I know I shit on you a lot, but I genuinely appreciate everything you've done for this community. Can't believe it's been 4 years since I started watching you during that online Crane Games stream with Ludwig. Enjoy being old dog.
Why, thank you, Amber. That's very kind. I turned 27 a few days ago. The end is near. Well, there's anything that I've learned from chat, because there are a fair amount of people who watch my stream who are older than me, which is inconceivable to me. Is that never too young to have a good time. I appreciate that. Turned 35 here, dude. So I wrote down 10 things, and I'll talk about this more later. But I'll tell you what they are later. But I wrote down 10 things that because I'm sure there are people who are watching this who are a lot younger than me, that I wish that I had appreciated or known fully when I was 20, going into my 20s. So I'll tell you guys. And then look, maybe if you're older than me, true, there might be some wisdom there. I don't have much wisdom. In fact, there's only 10 points, and I struggle to get to 10. But I have a little bit, so I'd like to. It'd be fun to share. So it'd be fun. Rich guy list incoming. Never make facial contact with your Uber Eats driver. You might see him as a human for a brief moment. Never tip, they are greedy. That's going to be my list. Holy, that's based. Okay, no, deathbed confessions. No. I think it'd be fun to have a little bit of reflection because we don't do that on this channel like ever, and I probably won't do it again. So you can make fun of me, and you can laugh at me, but you won't get it for another 10 years. So you should enjoy it, okay? And then I'll be telling the 30-year-olds who are still watching me, who are lagging behind, who haven't caught up yet, like fucking hurry up, man. So yeah. What am I gonna do on my birthday? I'm gonna hang out with my friends. We don't learn from our mistakes here. Well, you can learn. You can learn. Become handsome. I've been trying for a very long time, and I've look. I'm taking every fucking modern medicine, snake oil known to man to try and hold on to some kind of vain description of you. But, you know, we're getting there. I keep getting the r/bald subreddit recommended to me, and I feel like they're calling me to shave my head. Reddit is telling me something, and I don't know what to make of it. But everyone looks good bald, is what I've learned. Better than balding, that's for sure. That's fitting. Every time I talk about my hair, I have to like touch it just to make sure it's real. It's still there. Oh gosh. Oh geez, it's still there. Thank God. Okay, so I did want to play the Stanley Parable DLC because we never got around to it. So I've been meaning to do this for a while since we played the last one because I loved it. It was really fun. I also missed an ending which the chatters, sorry, the VOD watchers were very adamant about. So I do want to go and find those VODs. So somebody in the chat when I was on my Start and Soon screen said, hasn't he already played this already? And I know I'm turning 30, but I know which games I haven't played. I don't think I'd ever go live and be like, oh yeah, I did play that. Whoops. I hadn't finished the DLC, and I meant to, and I didn't have time for it when we were doing it the time I first played it. So we're doing that today. Let's do that, and I will talk a lot more after that. So if you're looking for a chatting stream, we will be doing that. I'll get a beer and whatnot later on, and we'll hang out and we'll chat. But I will actually get a beer, which I never drink on stream normally unless it's like at least in this room.
Happy almost birthday, Connor. Thanks for being my streamer and
giving
me
my pleasure
to look forward to whenever you go live. The more I watch
thank you.
The easier it gets to make fun of you less than 3.
That's very kind, Pix. And Dara, you gave $100, but for some reason didn't play. I don't know why.
If I can impart some wisdom,
please.
Don't waste time in situations that make you unhappy. It's scary but better in the long run.
True.
Oh, and I shaved my head so bald by choice. Jake.
Okay, wait, I accidentally replayed the wrong message. Thank you, Stacey, for the advice as well. I appreciate that. Some very wise advice. Okay, Dara. I don't know why it's not playing your message. Happy birthday. My 30s were the best decade of my life. You're going to love it. That's very kind. Very kind. That's very kind of you. I'm excited to be 30, to be honest. But hate you? I don't know why I'd hate you. I clicked replay and it didn't. But $100 is incredibly generous. Thank you thank you all of you for funding the cake today and my dinner and my lunch. And today I didn't want to do much, as I didn't do a crazy amount of stuff. But I've had my car now for like 8 months, and I was like, you know what? I want to wash my car. I want to go wash it. I want to do an old man thing. But I didn't want to actually go and wash it. I wanted to go on one of those machines because I realized I'd never gone in one of those machines. I'd never taken a car into a car wash machine. And I was like, I've been robbed of this joy that I've wanted to do for my whole life. So I just Googled where the nearest one was. And I was like, fuck it, let's go in it. That'd be awesome. And I was like so giddy. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I've never been in this. Damn, you are old. Did you not own a car in the UK? No, I didn't. I lived in London. So I haven't washed it at all because I have like, my car is like in the garage and I don't drive an incredible amount to live in Tokyo, right? So it's generally quite clean. And it looked clean. It didn't really need a wash, to be honest. So I was like, I'm so stoked to go into this like fucking massive thing that moves. And it was this was so cool. It like moved, the car wash moved around the car. I was like, that's fucking insane. It was like, it blew my mind. So I pulled up to the garage and I was like, hey, can I wash my car? They were like, yeah, why are you asking us? Just go and do it. So I drove my car into this position, and then I called the guy over. I was like, what the fuck do I do now? This is like ridiculous. I was like, what do I do? There's no inclination of what do I press? And behind this like thing was a hidden panel with like a display, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, now I feel dumb. I'm so sorry. Like I'm like Bill Gates asking how much a banana is. I'm like, I'm sorry. What do I do with this? I felt bad. So I managed to get it up. I chose the like. I was like, yeah, give me the fucking Deluxe, sure. So I paid like 3,000 yen for it, and then you park the car. And then my car had like car wash mode, and I'd always wondered what the fuck it was, so I put it on. It was nothing. I don't know what the fuck the point of this car wash mode was on my car. It's just another gimmick of something shit. I think it just stopped the cameras. You know, like the motion sensors when you get near something, they go beep, 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 beep. I think it just turned all those off. So I'm sitting in this car wash, and the thing comes towards you. So the car doesn't go into like anything like a vessel or anything. This thing moves on a rail, and I was like, this is so sick. And I was like smiling. I was like, this is so awesome. This is sick. I love this. And when it was like, you know, slapping the car like crazy, I was like, this is awesome. This is so sick. And then I was like mind blown. So I was like, well, how do I get out? Because I came in, and when I came in, it looked like I was kind of at a wall with the car wash. But the thing pulled all the way back after drying the car. And then it like made way in the front because the whole thing came forward. So you could kind of go through. I was like, that's crazy. That's so cool. The engineering was like, it's so fucking sick. And so, yeah, it was awesome. And I chose some kind of, I don't know, some wash thing that was like anti-spots. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure I got upsold on garbage, but I was just happy to be there. So it was very fun. So I absolutely enjoyed the hell out of it. And honestly, that was the best birthday gift I've had. I haven't opened any gifts. I do have some. I have some from some friends. I'm not going to open them on stream, but that was an awesome birthday gift to me. I was like, that's a fun experience. I've always wanted to do that. That was awesome. Love he chose using a car wash as the last big 20s activity. It was fun, dude. It was awesome. It was so sick, man. What a fun thing to watch. What a cool thing. And when it was done, my car looked super clean. I was like, damn, that worked really well. I thought I'd have to get in there. The only thing I was kind of sad about is that when I was like, because I'd never done this in Japan, I was like, is there some kind of special procedure I didn't know? And they were like, yeah, some of them let you vacuum your car afterwards. I kind of wanted to vacuum my car afterwards, but not that my car isn't even dirty. I just wanted to have the pleasure of being like, yep, that's it. I did it. But I didn't get to do it because there was no vacuum. So I'll have to find a different one. I want to try and find like the Giga wash machine. There must be one that's like crazy. That was really fun though. That was really, really fucking fun. I enjoyed going through that. That was a really fun activity. One of the last fun activities to do before I turn 30. He has the car wash autism. There's not many rides that make you feel like a child, but I think going through a car wash is just really fun. Whenever we went through it when I was a kid, I loved it. And I always thought like when I get a car, it'd be awesome to fucking do it. And I never had a car until this year, so that was awesome. It's really fun.
Happy nearly birthday, Connor.
Thank you.
You'll be the same age as the MILFs you love. You can officially call yourself a DILF less than 3.
Honestly, that's the worst part about getting older. And this is no exaggeration. This is no hyperbolic nature to this. Easily the worst part about getting older is realizing that I can't see them as MILFs anymore. They're just my peers. And I think there was a forbidden nature there that I enjoyed a lot that I'm losing now. Because I can't say I like MILFs. I just like women my age. So that's good for me, I suppose. But You know, you do realize what you're really missing out on when you turn older. But, you know, some things will never change, chat. Some things will never change. To the day I die, if I see a group of elderly women hanging out together, I'll always say, like, all right, whose 25th birthday is it? They love that one. That one goes crazy. That one, Gilf Arc, it's a little bit out of my range. He's moving. I can't upgrade it, Gilfs. That's it. I can't handle that smoke. All right. Okay, chat. Okay. We'll do just yapping. Okay? We will. I promise. But we got a game first. First off, this song is a banger. Oh, yes. Okay. All right, let's play our DLC of the Stanley Parable. It's long overdue. Long overdue. Thank you.
Next time you're in Hiroshima, I'll buy you a present.
That's very kind of you. That's awesome. Thank you for watching from Hiroshima. I appreciate that. Okay, I need to make the game sharp on my audio mixer. Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Please enter the current time. What is it asking? What's the time? 8:30 p.m. You guys hear that? You guys hear the clicking? Okay. Whoa. What am I getting here? Hold on. I'm getting some kind of weird dialogue. Okay, hold up. Hang on. Okay. Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you booted up the game. A lot of people don't take the step seriously. Just leave the clock at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the time you're setting is correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want, even if it's not the correct time. You've earned it. All right, I'll let you get back to the video game now. What? I did deadass. I genuinely set... Well, now I got to see what it is. I did actually set the time. I genuinely set the time. Okay, what's my favorite time? Oh, that's a toughie. To be honest, truthfully, my favorite time... Oof. Please, okay, my favorite time during the day. I think it has to be... And this is a very particular time for a reason. It's got to be 11:45 after you've had a great, productive morning. Because you know that lunch is going to hit like Mjolnir. 11:45 a.m. Your favorite time of day. Or could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. Okay. Now I'm curious how accurate 11:45 a.m. is. Let's use another slider to find out. How accurate is 11:45 a.m.? It's pretty inaccurate, to be honest. You know, can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. I wish we had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to gather new data on you. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let me whip a couple new ones up. Should be ready by the next time you boot up the game. Okay, well now I want to find out what they are. All right, well let's see. Well, now we got to find out. Now I need to know. The game is stalling. I need to know these things. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. All right. Not barely visible. Please adjust the slider until the dog and cat are friends. I'd say they're about friends now. Not too close, but close enough. Please adjust the slider until the number 5 becomes 9. Oh, God. Okay. Please adjust the slider until you stop adjusting the slider. Which of the two made-up words below is most appealing to you? Occubonical. Boinkle. Scrumtosh. Ooh, very much a scrumtosh. Please don't adjust the slider. Okay. Do you know what time it is right now? Yes. Did I look at the clock? Yes. Is the time that is the right now the correct time? Yes. What is time anyway? Yes. Is there anything about yourself that you haven't told me? Yes. Help. No. Will you come back to visit me? Yes. That's very ominous. Well then. All right, so.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Was that always a click to skip? I don't recall there being a click to skip. Okay. Quit the game and then start it again, achievement unlocked. Fair enough. Okay. Well, you know what? Maybe we should listen to the narration. No, you don't need the narration. So.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So, this is the new content, but there's one ending that I need to get before I move on.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I did.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring, but eager
Should
to
I miss
get
this
back to
playthrough if I
business,
miss the first?
Stanley took
No.
the first open door on his left.
I'm trying to recall where the broom closet is. Where's the broom closet, chat? Where is it?
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Past it?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way.
I'm interacting with this. I'm very happy.
He's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
This is the bucket ending, correct? This is what I'm trying to get.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
I'm joking it. I'm joking it.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally
that is not a
this
bucket
closet
unit.
is of absolutely
bucket endings in the
no
DLC?
significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Okay. Begin the game again. All right. Let's go look at the new content.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
All right. Here we go. New content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Okay. All right.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Yes.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Nice.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Woo!
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Me too, Mr. Narrator.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm
very nice
sure it's
elevator.
just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Damn, he sounds just as good as he did 10 years ago.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh,
there we
here
go.
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Yes. Let's go. A long elevator.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Okay.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Okay. Oh my god, this is huge. This is it. Only 10 more now, guys. It's gonna be over soon. Enjoy it. I can't jump. I actually can't jump. No, they won't let me. They've taken away my jump.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
I hope so, Mr. Narrator. I sure do. Oh, it's another elevator. Okay, well, that's content. That's something.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes.
Okay.
I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
All right, let's see what the new content is. Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Even he still calls it Twitter.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content.
You did, Mr. Narrator.
It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Should I reset? Oh, I don't get a choice. This looks different. I hate Mondays. Feel that. Oh, it's my old... Oh. Okay, can't go this way. Okay. Suppose we'll have to...
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something.
Okay. Coffee Nut. That's me. Oh, God. What could we possibly be going
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret.
What?
Take a look.
What do
I call it the Memory Zone.
Okay.
It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want.
How did you make this?
Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
That sounds amazing. Let's have a look. 2013.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Oh, how dare they sully the experience. I can't believe this. Smiled because it happened. Oh, the $1 bill. Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. I didn't get this once. Wow, look at that. Look at all these nominees for the BAFTAs. Wow. New video game releasing today. That was when I died.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art,
True.
Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all.
True.
It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore.
Every DLC should open like this, where they glaze the base game
with an hour of new elevator content.
Well, hold on. That's nothing to scoff about, good sir. The original remake. Oh, what's this room? I'll go in here. Okay, well, I suppose I can't. Person of the year. It's me.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
That's funny. It's so funny. That's so good. I love it. Well, what's through here? Nothing, I guess. Top 10 memories from the Stanley Parable. I remember. I guess I'll go this way.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh, no.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining.
This is so
funny.
This is so good.
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art.
What about this
I suppose
one?
I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
That's so good. Is that a real post? I don't know if that's a real post. If it is, that's amazing. I love it. But either way, it's like the DLC is just reviewing the fucking history of the game and the discussion around it. I love this so far. This is fantastic.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness.
A little bit. A little bit you are a little bit preachy.
I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to.
Oh no.
These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record.
Oh no.
I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down.
No, you did not,
Perhaps
Mr.
the
Stanley narrator.
Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Okay, let's have a look at this
one
review.
got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
No! What?
A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's
What the
always
hell?
been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Really? We're going to add a skip button. Right, okay.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it.
What if I
It's
don't
what
press
the
it?
players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up.
No, I want to hear you.
We'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all, until the end of time.
I can
at which
wait.
Time,
I
everything
love your
all at once.
storytelling.
So, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture.
True.
It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime.
True, exactly, yes.
Can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... The story,
This feels like a
and
true
the choices,
test of if
or
I've
what
changed
have
as a
you,
gamer.
And therefore, by becoming
The
it
game
is,
begs me to
so on
skip.
and so
I
forth,
refuse
until
to skip a
inevitably
cutscene.
We all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah.
I will not skip you.
We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245.
Fuck, it's repeating now.
The logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment.
It's a trap.
before
He's waiting.
Can't
He's
be.
waiting for me to
It's
skip.
the only
He's
thing
waiting.
there
He
is.
wants me to
How many
skip so
billions
bad.
left until so much more than forever ago, which is why I say
the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so
He's
forth.
not. He's gonna stop. He's gonna stop and ask me. He's like, "What am I doing?"
At which time everything all at once. So
don't give in, Connor.
Blah, 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 blah,
don't
blah,
scare
blah, blah, blah,
as much as you want
You've
to.
eaten too much, and it can't be just yet. No, until 245.
I won't skip you, Mr. Narrator. I won't do it.
Backwards. The deduction, therefore,
I don't agree with the Steam reviews.
It went on for nearly 10,000 years until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and
Dude,
never a moment before
wants,
lunchtime.
he wants to be the victim
It's
to my skipping
the
so
only thing
bad.
there is.
He
How many
wants me to
billions
skip
left
him so
until
fucking
so much
bad.
more than forever ago, which is why I say
Stay strong, chat.
the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming
need to wait
it is,
30 minutes?
so on and so forth until.
What? Are you serious? Are you serious? 30 minutes? What? What? No. You can't know.
The nation working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime.
The voices.
It's
The
only thing there
voices.
is.
This
How
is going to
many
go
billions
so
left
hard in the
until
edited
so
video
much
because you
more
can
than
skip all
forever
this.
ago, which is why I say
It's going to go so hard in the edited video you can skip literally all of this. You can just skip. Mudan's going to be like, and 5 minutes. But you guys don't get that live. You guys don't get that. Live, you don't get it. You have to watch this. And if you're a VOD watcher, I'm happy for you. Okay? But I have to sit here and watch this. He talks for like 20 minutes. It's not. It's muted. I'm saving you.
the story.
Otherwise, it's just this. Sometimes I want to skip ahead in the stream, but I remember you're live. It's infinite. Fuck it, I'll have to skip. I don't think I'm going to get anything out of this.
That the logic of
I'm sorry, boys.
working backwards, the deduction
I don't.
therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations.
I listened to it, it was not.
Of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto.
I'd love to hear
Look,
manifest.
I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your Greek gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of them. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button.
Okay.
Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not...
Why? Yes.
Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial, Something along the lines of, "This game is the best game." Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes.
Oh, wow.
It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here?
Oh my God.
Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing.
Yes.
Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is...
Is he dead? No. No, where is he? Did I kill him? Where's that coming from? Oh my God. Okay.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, "End."
Where'd he go?
The end is never the end, 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 is never.
Oh, what the fuck? It's flooding. Okay. What the hell? Ah! The flood got worse and broke the entire room. Oh my God, the entire ceiling caved in. Oh my God. Wow, we're getting some nature. That's beautiful. Look at that. Oh, it died. What the fuck? What the hell was that? Oh my god. Does this still work? What the fuck? Can I skip this? Okay, damn. Okay, we got the Dune ending. What the hell? What did I do? How did I cause this? Stanley Al-Gaib. What the heck? What? What was that ending?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Sure. I'm ready. You skipped all the cutscenes. I didn't skip anything. All right, wonderful. Let's go.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be.
I would disagree.
The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
Oh?
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time
Okay.
ever the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay, yo!
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
True, true. Oh my god, look at it. Beautiful.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it.
Okay.
I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them.
Right,
It'll all
right.
work itself out. Game
True.
development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
True. Damn, they got a whole cinema just to look at a sign. Okay, okay. Nice stool there. Wow. That is promising.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Exclusive. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Hear your name in the game. Oh, that sounds very exciting.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people.
True.
So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Okay. Let's press it.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is.
Right.
Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along.
Okay, I'm Jim now.
You'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
I'm not fucking Jim. I am Jim.
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust.
Okay, well...
Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
I am Jim.
If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money.
Really?
Let's take a break from the Jim button.
Interesting.
I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much, Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Jim.
You took the fucking button away from me. This coward. I have to agree with the perfect button statement. I think they've nailed it. Maybe the button's in here. Give me the button. I know it's in here. Or maybe it's in one of these doors. Where is my Jim button? Bring it back to me. I want my Jim button back. Perhaps it's in here. Give me my Jim button. This is unfair. I was owed a Jim button. Alright, let's see what other content there is.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Wow. There's an epilogue. Settings World Champion. Infinite Hole. Free achievement. Okay. Oh. I can't do anything with it. Well, there's a QR code there. What does that scan to? Let's see. StanleyParable2.com. A sequel, huh? Watch our helpful information video to learn about the Stanley Parable and what the journey of becoming a sequel is all about. Okay. Alright, well, let's get the free and easy achievement. Why not? Wait, the jump circle.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well.
I think so.
Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle? Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
Oh. Watch the video? Okay, let's watch the video, then. I thought it was just like... Stanley Parable 2. This website. This is the exact website that came up on my phone. Okay, let me find it for you. 1 second. Okay. This is it. Let's have a look. It's 9 minutes. Damn, okay.
See there, Timmy. What's that you're enjoying? Why? It's breakfast, of course. Everyone loves breakfast. But did you know that breakfast is getting a sequel? That's right. It's called Lunch. And critics are raving that Lunch will be everything breakfast was and more.
Really?
With a little luck, we may even get a trilogy series out of it.
Oh.
See, you know what a sequel is, don't you, Timmy? Why? Sequels are the world's way of clinging helplessly to the past. We all want more of the things we love, and we're all afraid of change, which is what makes sequels so popular.
True.
New ideas are dangerous, Timmy, and they can lead to early aging. This eager-minded young thinker is just 29 years old. That's why we have sequels.
29 years old?
Couched in the familiar and the comfortable. Sequels are the bedrock of a healthy, functional society. And if you look around you, you'll find them everywhere you go. For instance,
he is 29.
This man is developing a sequel to the automobile, which we'll call the vertical automobile. It's a useless, impractical invention. And in 2 days' time, the man will be publicly stoned to death for his crimes against gravity. Not all sequels are heretical nonsense, however.
Okay.
Here's the man who invented breathing, which is the sequel to suffocating and dying a slow death.
What?
Even your parents are getting a sequel, Timmy. Their names are Rob and Jessica, and they'll be taking care of you once your original parents are sent back in time to fight a secret war for the government. Sequels can be very fashionable. This young woman is wearing 5 shirts at once, which is the sequel to wearing 4 shirts at once. Look at Becky over there, wearing only 2 shirts at once. Get with the times, Becky. In fact, there is only one single thing in the world that isn't a sequel. It's this. We don't know what it is or why it exists, but it's the prequel from which all sequels are derived. And just like everything else, the Stanley Parable is getting a sequel too. We all know, of course, that it was your favorite game as a child. Don't you remember those long, lazy afternoons you spent playing the Stanley Parable? Watching your precious youth fritter away hour after hour. We've all wasted our childhoods in one way or another, and you were fortunate enough to get to waste yours on the Stanley Parable. But the Stanley Parable came out years ago, and you're not a child anymore. You're a man, which is like the sequel to a child. And as a man, you want manly things like taxes and cheating at baseball.
Wow.
You need a man's video game, Timmy.
I don't want that.
And that's why the Stanley Parable 2 will be perfect for you.
Okay.
It's as manly as video games can get.
Wow.
And if you don't believe me, let's look at the burly hunk of a man who's responsible for the game.
All right.
Here he is, hard at work. His name is Gregory 8-Pack, and he's the cutting picture of raw, virile masculinity. Gregory is what we call the ideas guy, and he has the most important role on the team.
Of course, the
ideas guy tirelessly comes up with interesting concepts and then hands them off to the rest of the developers for the relatively simple job of turning those concepts into reality. For example, he's the one who picked up the phone and declared, "Someone ought to make a sequel to the Stanley Parable." Good work, Gregory. Go ahead and take the rest of the day off. With the hard part out of the way, work on the game can now begin. The game's developers must answer a simple question. What makes a sequel in the first place? Well,
yes, what does?
Sequels are an opportunity to correct the mistakes of their predecessors. We've all made mistakes, and we've all caused harm to someone we love in order to cover up our mistakes. When developing this particular sequel, it's important to start by thinking, what mistakes did the original Stanley Parable make? Well, first off, most of the pornography in the original game was stolen or pirated.
What?
And it's time we paid the licensing fees fair and square. Second,
the what was stolen?
Parable was catastrophic for this man named Leroy, whose personal information, including home address, social security number, and bank information, were all displayed prominently in multiple locations throughout the game. Although Leroy's money and identity were stolen, the fact remains that his personal information was the emotional core of the game and absolutely vital to a nuanced understanding of the story. As reparation for the harm we caused him, the sequel will contain a brief and insincere apology to Leroy tucked deep within the game where it will be difficult to find.
Okay, that'll be fun to find.
Finally, the Stanley Parable made the mistake of leaking too many government secrets about the nature of the Time Wars. Without these intricate details of specific military tactics, the story is likely to make very little sense. But we've decided to remove them from the sequel in the interest of helping the state's efforts.
Well, that's
we'll
good.
Get to you yet, Time Dracula.
This is
now
true,
then,
by the way, Chef.
It's time to set about constructing the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay.
Game development is a difficult and complex art, one which can only be fully understood by this race of hyper-intelligent child soldiers bred in laboratories. They begin by studying the original Stanley Parable. Here it is in its raw, untouched form, a specimen of technological perfection. Time to exploit it for profit.
Like
we begin by adding jokes. The Stanley Parable was most widely known for its stark lack of humor, bucking all conventional industry wisdom. It was a bold artist statement that its developers stood firmly behind.
What are they even filming?
But in 2022, it's impossible to reach even a single consumer of video games without jokes of some kind.
True.
So very well,
I need jokes.
It'll be. During its development, over 500 kiloliters of comedy will be funneled directly into the core of the Stanley Parable 2. Creating jobs for hundreds of machine operators and producing 30,000 tons of pollutant chemical byproduct, which will be pumped directly into local lakes, rivers, and beautiful nature reserves like
I was worried
these
for a second that we'd be disposed of properly.
Another common complaint of the Stanley Parable is that there wasn't enough gameplay. And so for the sequel, its developers have gone to great lengths to fix this problem. Here we can see gameplay being printed onto sheets. Every video game contains as many as 1,000 sheets of gameplay, and several of the largest games ever made contain close to 1,500.
Okay, that's good.
On mobile devices, the gameplay sheets have to be printed smaller. For the Stanley Parable 2, as many as 35 new gameplay sheets are being printed, each of which must be delicately massaged by the hands of a child before being added into the game. This man is stealing gameplay sheets from the factory, which he likely intends to use for a personal project he's been developing in his spare time.
Of course.
A good public stoning will cure him of that inclination.
Oh, what?
Let's check on Gregory real quick. Ha! Still recovering from a hard day's work. Don't you move a muscle. Next up, it's time to blackmail the press.
I guess we're off Gregory now.
In a competitive market, blackmailing your local journalist can be one of the most effective methods of creating word-of-mouth buzz for your sequel.
Of course.
In fact, blackmail is the currency of social progress.
Oh, very good.
From your neighborhood grocer to the teacher at your school to the man who helps you steal HBO, everyone responds to blackmail. And if you've never done it before, it's easy to practice at home on your friends and family. Simply follow the instructional pamphlet that your teacher hands out after the end of the film.
Oh, okay.
And finally, there's one last tool at our disposal for making the sequel feel fresh and exciting.
Okay.
And that's packaging the game with collector's edition merchandise.
Oh, very wonderful.
If you order the Stanley Parable 2, you'll receive this cow's egg.
What are they testing?
A single egg will produce over 1,000 cows, which
Okay,
are, of course, the sequel to pigs.
Okay.
And there you have it. Everything there is to know about producing the Stanley Parable 2. Of course, you may know that there is also a game titled The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Right.
So which game is the true sequel to The Stanley Parable?
Which one?
It's an excellent question, Billy. One which the child soldiers have been working round the clock to come up with an answer to.
Okay.
And after many weeks of diligent research,
what's the answer?
Conclusion they've reached is, who gives a shit?
Okay.
All that matters is that it's more content for you to cram down your insatiable gullet. You don't want thoughtful and nuanced answers to complex questions, Billy.
True,
you just want to eat bubble gum and cheated hopscotch. So get out there and consume. Do your civic duty and bully your parents into buying you every version of the Stanley Parable 2 on every platform. Tell your friends to bully their parents as well.
Okay.
It's through community efforts like these that the world comes together in harmony and connection.
Right,
and it's only through this connection that we'll defeat Time Dracula once and for all. Don't let the time-traveling vampires win. Buy the Stanley Parable 2 and pledge to support all sequels for today, tomorrow, and into the great unknowable beyond.
What the fuck did I just watch, chat? What the fuck did I just watch? Also, Godford, I did see your message. If you want to quiz me later, I'll let you quiz me, all right? Okay, let's continue. Well, a free and easy achievement. No screenshots. Well, I'm streaming. What about that?
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Definitely Happy 12th Birthday, Stepney's.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along.
True.
Get Well Someday it is.
God damn it. Okay. What are you going to do with all these balloons? What are you going to do with all of these? Do you have a plan for this, or is you just going to wait until the helium kind of dissipates here? What are we thinking? Okay. Oh, what? Oh, man. Come on.
Maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. No. We're moving on.
No, come on. Come on.
You've already made your choice. It's true that you chose badly. We all have to move on from our mistakes.
I did not. Come on. Check the box by the chair. Okay. Screenshot? What's my print? Oh, yeah. Will I get in trouble? The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. Ooh. That sounds fun.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game.
Okay.
It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
Okay.
You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps
let me touch it.
Comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable.
Okay.
Can you imagine what a pain in the ass
that does sound like a pain in the ass.
The bucket is the perfect
I've heard
solution.
enough. I'm sold. I'm very much sold.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Oh, really?
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
What do I do with this bucket? I'm just holding it forever. Okay, well, I like the bucket.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
They should.
There really should be an award if it isn't already.
They should. Consistent quality with just the right amount of change. What's that noise? What's that noise? What was that noise? Did you just hear that? What was that? Okay. Well then. That sounds fun. Pull the lever, receive your new achievement, no more steps.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, you'll come to this lever. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world.
Give me my
uproariously demanding this feature.
achievement.
Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Give me my achievement, Mr. Narrator. Okay, they heard the gamers. Reminds me of the other ending in the first game. What's down here? Nothing. Okay. Try it long enough. Right? Sure. How many times are you gonna do this, chat? 482? That can't be correct. How do we turn this off? I need to turn it off and then turn it back on, and it might work. Have they also considered that I'm holding the bucket? That should be worth extra points. I suddenly feel like I can understand those people who shit themselves at the slot machines. I can't stop. I mean, this is so riveting. Okay, well, this is gameplay. This is gameplay. Let it ride. I'm going as fast as I can. Three, 1, 2. It's kind of like 1 a second. It's going to take like 10 minutes. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. VOD watchers, skip 2 hours. It's got a nice sound to it. Does it actually sound nice? It resets if you stop. I mean, I'm just spamming my mouse button, you know, like this. It should be fine, right? Oh my god. It resets if you think about it. Oh my god. No, holding it down doesn't work. Oh my gosh. Does this actually work? Oh my god. I think chat's trolling me. Are you fucking trolling me? Oh my god, you are fucking trolling me. Oh my god. Oh my god, bro. It works after you finish the DLC. Oh my god, I hate you, all of you. I hate all of you. I fell for the fucking bait. Why did you guys want me to do that?
What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
I want to fall in this hole.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so.
Very nice.
Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
This is a different room, no? What the fuck? Go back. Oh my god. Fine, I'll go back.
Okay, and I guess we're back in the hole now. Did you really need to see it again? I don't know what else there is to say, Stanley. It's an infinite hole.
I don't think it's infinite.
Exactly
I think
what
you're lying to
doing
me.
right now, but forever. There really are so many other fascinating exhibits that I prepared for you. I really spent quite a lot of time on all this, and I would very much like to show you some more of them.
God.
How about we go ahead and press that teleport button again so we can get back to what's really important about...
Oh.
Oh, goodness. Well, this is rather embarrassing, Stanley. I'll be honest with you. I truly did not believe that anyone would actually stay in the hole long enough to hit the bottom. Yes, I know, I told you the hole was infinite, but come on. Who actually wants to fall forever? The hole was plenty deep. It was more than deep enough, in my opinion. Maybe it's you who likes falling too much. Maybe you're the problem.
Me?
Look, things got a little...
What did I do?
We both said some things we didn't mean.
I didn't say anything.
Just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly...
I disagree. I disagree.
That works for you? Then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top.
No, I'm not teleporting back. You can't call it the mostly infinite hole.
You're ready.
There's nothing mostly in it. It's the most finite hole. It ends. There's a clear ending. There's nothing near infinite about it. No. Apologize. I should stay in the hole. Because then he'll be like, what's up, man, right? 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 Jump down it again. Alright.
Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there, goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where...
It's definitely shorter now.
Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Okay.
Well, there it is.
Oh, my God.
The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only... How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
It's not... not working.
Is the, teleport button not working?
It's not.
You sure? Well, I mean...
Oh, I should just jump out, shouldn't I?
I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again.
Right.
Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked
No,
for.
don't leave
It's a
me!
win for everyone.
What?
You get to be with the hole. I get to do literally anything else.
No!
Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of the
Where are you going? Come back! I don't have my jumps. I used all my jumps. How was I supposed to know they were finite? Well, at least I have my bucket, I suppose. What the fuck? Oh my god, let's go. Our hole is getting bigger, chat, in real time. Cinema. It is infinite. Oh my god. I've never wanted to be in a hole so badly. F to change your perspective. Oh my cinema. Oh my god. Whoa. This is game. This is game. Holy, my one regret is that I can't see this in IMAX. What the fuck? What the fuck? Change myself. Wow, look at all these places. Oh my god, look at me. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ah! Oh, good heavens. Oh wow, he's hot. Oh.
Stanley!
Oh, what's up? Sorry.
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off.
Sorry.
Drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley. Because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it.
My apologies.
You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole?
Okay.
From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole.
Can I get out?
I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
Help me. No. No, what's happening now? Okay. Loading? What are we loading to? Oh, we're back with the bucket.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Reassurance bucket. Okay. I wonder if this has been reset. Back to the hole? No, I'm sure the hole won't be there still. No, surely not. Surely not. They closed the hole. No. Bastards. Can you find them? Can you find them? Collect them all.
Ah, collectibles.
Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines.
Okay.
And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
That sounds amazing. Oh, I got one. Oh, wonderful. No. Huh? Is that it?
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
It is tragic, I agree. Okay, let's go to the exit.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Sure. No screenshots?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Okay. That sounds interesting.
Okay. Are you ready?
Oh, this thing is
Here
following
it
me.
is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Wow. That is pretty good.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement.
Beautiful.
Okay, yes. Yes, this is much better. I feel good about this.
Let me have a look.
Here we go.
Let me see.
Version 2.
Promising.
Who am I
Promising.
kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags.
I
And I do
disagree.
very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
God, if
I
only I had
wanted
some
more
jumps.
than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own.
Well, we don't know
they
that.
would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it.
Okay.
Tastefully, of course.
Okay, let's...
With
yeah,
respect.
sure.
With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, This is the Stanley Parable 2.
Uh-huh.
Let me see if I can whip something up.
Oh, I would love to see that.
All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Okay. Let's see the settings. Field of view, language, okay. Alright, look at that. VSync? We don't need VSync on. Cool. Yeah, cool. Settings. It's got all the settings, everything's pretty good. Credits. Alright, cool. Okay. Let's begin the game.
This is the story of
I
a
won't
man
skip.
named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
I love the way it says employee.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
The balloons are
Orders
there.
came
I
to him
noticed.
through a monitor
I didn't
on
choose
his
those
desk,
balloons.
telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
That's good. I'm glad for Stanley.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
The Stanley
Something
Parable
that would
2.
forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
Yes.
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk.
Is he going to make fun of me for watching the whole cutscene again? I feel like he's going to make fun of me for watching the whole cutscene.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley picked up the bucket.
Ah, wonderful.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Let's do it. We have the bucket. I'm happy.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
True.
Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
No.
You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to
It's my
with the other
bucket.
cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket.
I won't.
I know how hard it
I
must
won't
be,
hand it over.
given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong.
It's my
This is your
bucket. I will not hand it
This
over.
is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults?
He won't say anything to
simply
me.
in
He
order to
knows
get
my
you
love
to
for the bucket
hand
is
over
stronger
the
than this
bucket?
broom.
Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons.
I love this broom
Even
closet.
this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well,
That may be
never.
true, but still.
Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point
We
by
have
point.
gone through...
Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your
We've
feelings for
survived the
bucket,
infinite
as they
hole
have
together.
changed and evolved
Infinity.
over the years.
Infinity.
Let him have it.
We've survived infinity together, this bucket and I. There's not a moment that we haven't shared together in the past 5 minutes.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate. No more discussion.
That's wonderful, thank you.
Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Tell him. Well, I'm not going to leave, just so you know, narrator. Don't ask me that.
All right,
I'm not leaving.
I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see,
Ooh.
I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That
Nice.
way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
True. Real. That is real. I hope I can get one of those in real life. That would be nice.
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment.
that's
And to
fine.
be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
I'm not coming outside. I'm not leaving this room. This is my happy place, Mr. Narrator. I can't bring myself to not be in here. I think you're gonna have to learn to live with the fact that this is where I belong. This is where my happiness is. I'm never leaving the closet. I'm not doing it. Don't ask me. I won't do it. Have a drink of water instead. VOD watching. I don't know, but I don't want to leave. I feel like he's gonna say something to me. What if I play with my bucket in the corner? That'd be really happy. Fuck, is he not gonna come out? I didn't... Leave and come back. I just got so scared. I just got so scared for a moment there. I didn't want to leave the closet. I left for 3 seconds and... I don't know.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's
No, let me
office.
back! No! No! Please! I don't want to live anymore. Oh, that's nice though, that helps.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You
Okay.
can't buy that sort of happiness,
Well,
Stanley.
that's true.
God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
I will, thank you.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fined for that. And in such a competitive economy...
Oh,
why
fuck, it's
had
the
he
repeating
taken that
area.
risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe
Oh, no.
I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms.
Oh, yes.
Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance.
Well, that's not true. I feel very reassured
That's when
and
Stanley
comforted by
realized,
it.
this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal,
No.
everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps.
No!
How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself...
Give me
float
it
off the
back!
ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it.
No.
Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me!
I'm coming!
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his.
None of these
them
are
were
mine.
his special bucket.
None of these are mine.
Stanley, find me!
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from.
Where?
The real bucket was inside.
No! What?
It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
No! No! The bucket was inside of me all along!
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Who?
Mariella woke up on a day like any
Does she have
other.
a bucket?
She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort
Okay,
and
thank God.
security,
Okay, thank
and walked to
God.
her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the
She has
play of
my
a man
bucket!
who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to
Give it
himself,
to
and then
me!
collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket.
Oh!
Of course, he'd gone mad.
ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home.
I didn't mean to.
How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Wow, she backflipped? Well, that's kind of sick, actually. It's kind of friggin' cool, actually. I can't believe that. What a fucking tragic ending that was for me. Figures Finders Committee meeting in the room. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed him. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
True.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Let's go to the meeting room. Okay. Produce one plank to allow ease of access past fence. Construct bridge to allow collective shiny float. Retrieve Chris remains from warehouse floor. What? Who? We need more planks. A large room, lots of boxes. Somewhere both red and blue. Nearby a fireplace. A private but smelly place for an important person. There will be a reward for finding them all. Figgly's are hard to find. Follow clues provided by employee 416. Thank you, good luck. Trust the completionist instinct. Why would they just tell us something will happen? Tell us something will happen. This investigation, this room, they feel pointless, to be honest. We need to find them, Chad. Maybe they're in here.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours.
Where's the figure?
But
Tell him.
alas, no stickers.
Tell me where it is. Tell me where it is. Tell me. I know it's in here. Tell me where the figure is hiding. Is it in here? Fine.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Executive bathroom. To be rich is a crime. To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have picked just one.
Another miniature Stanley figurine.
Yay!
You know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands?
Mini-stands.
Stanley figs. What about Stanlerines?
Ooh,
Yes.
Stanlerines. I like that.
Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Wonderful stuff. Okay. Exciting time. I do love this panda, I must say. One of them was...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
True.
Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him, always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
True.
At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk.
What?
Nor in his bliss
Oh,
of
this one.
simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
Oh.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
The bucket knew.
Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Wasn't there one by a fireplace? Oh, there we go.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies.
Stanlerines. Stanlerines.
What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Exactly. Don't think too much about it. Enjoy the ride. Ah, the elevator, my favorite. My favorite.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
Oh, interesting. Press the number 3 again. How very exciting. Let's go and do that. What could possibly be...
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and... Wow, he said. The number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
Oh my god. You're not smashing it? Oh my god.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
Yeah, perhaps it did. Back up we go.
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
Okay. Let's go and see the joy of number 3, chat.
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all. Only silence. Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
Okay, let's return to the elevator.
Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley?
Right, I'm feeling really hurt by this.
Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
Yeah, there must be a solution. I'm really ruminating now.
Said Stanley. I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart.
Sure.
He decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public in all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over.
True.
He would elaborate fully
That'll
on what the
show
number
them.
3 meant to him.
Yes.
And why he felt so alive when pressing
Yes.
it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others.
Yes.
It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would
Finally,
be
people
through
will
the
understand
public
me.
eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work.
Yes.
For months, he advertised and marketed his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it couldn't be refined a single measure further.
True.
When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life.
All right. Oof.
This was it. One last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one. There was no one here.
What?
Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley speak.
No.
To listen to him talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over. He was unloved, uninteresting, he was a failure. And in that moment, Stanley knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection, no deeper understanding. The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent.
No.
And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit, only a silence that consumed the space between friends.
No.
And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable
That's so
normalcy
sad.
of loneliness.
No, Stanley. That's so sad. What the fuck? The true lovers. They divorced. No.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply... The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Feels good now. Feels good.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
True.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room?
I think so.
Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How
Very
insightful the
good.
bucket turned out to be.
I think this room is very good.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Maybe I should have waited in there.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No, let's not do that.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Hey, look.
You're getting close
Another
now, Stanley.
figure.
You've nearly gotten all of the Figler Anlarines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one. And then the
What the hell is
first
that name?
number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And
True.
now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler Anlarines. None of us can.
The what? Can I fall on these boxes? There's definitely a way out of here, right? I wonder if I can fall.
But Stanley feared that any
Oh.
path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How
Oh,
deeply
dude.
touching.
For some more fun and some psychological memes. I'm down to do a quiz. Godford,
Stanley
after I'm done with the
decided to go
game.
to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself, and constant warmth spread through
wonderful.
Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home. Stanley clutched the bucket
very
tightly
nice.
to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him,
I did.
telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
What happens if I
Was
just
it
stay in
better than
here?
the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Is there any dialogue from the bucket? I'd love to hear what the bucket thinks of the room in greater detail. Please let me know.
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together.
It's a pretty grand
First,
adventure.
Walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired.
We've done so much more than that, though, Mr. Narrator. What do you mean? You're missing out so much fantastic information.
Perhaps this was where the bucket felt most truly at home. Here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home.
Perhaps. I mean, you have to consider it, given how friendly the room is towards the bucket. It truly is a marvel.
Stanley decided to just give the bucket absolutely as much time as it needed to be in the lounge.
I did, yes.
Clearly, the bucket and the employee lounge shared a special connection.
We can all see it. The fireworks are tantalizing. I think we're all seeing a true connection play out in real time, and it's something special, something to behold. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Narrator? Wouldn't you agree? I don't know if the bucket agrees, chat. I don't know if the bucket agrees. So sad.
But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back to business.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo. Good.
Said the bucket.
Okay.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Okay.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It
Of
should
course.
have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact.
Right.
He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and
Okay.
he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Sure.
In
What?
here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
I guess this dark room. That is a dark room.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the...
Whoa! Hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things.
Uh-huh.
Buckets can't talk. It was a joke.
Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket.
Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke?
No,
Should I
no,
have
you didn't.
paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch.
There's a couple out there.
Wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
What?
What is comedic
Oh my
timing?
god.
What is comedic
Okay.
timing? How does it work? How long should it last?
Tell me.
How can it be used to effectively silence your political
Oh,
enemies?
wow, okay.
And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds?
I would hope so.
Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes.
Take notes, chat.
Let's
Take notes.
dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay,
With
yeah,
one of your
yeah.
arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body.
What?
These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing.
What?
To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name.
What?
Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke,
Right.
including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh.
That's
and
helpful.
then
I often find that
spell
kind of
out your
difficult.
name a second time.
Just to make sure.
With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor.
Okay.
Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds
Well-
and no less than 13 and a half,
Yeah.
pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary.
Okay.
When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm Dunny with the funny.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy.
Okay, good.
Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke
That's
is
not a
the
bad
only way
idea.
to grow
That's
or learn
pretty,
as a comedian.
That's a pretty smart
An
idea.
effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random.
True.
And that's
Smart.
all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all.
There's too much laughter. Too much
Just remember to
laughter.
let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence, and who very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause,
What the fuck?
just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Damn, okay.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as
I wonder
they
if
were
he has
back
them
then.
down right
So
now.
with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the
No.
two doors
No.
and walk through
No.
all of this again,
No.
so
No.
I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
No! Put it back in the wall. Oh, God. Why go back?
I can
Oh, they
feel
put a
it.
cage around
This
me.
time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me.
Well-
Thank goodness we had the instructional video.
Don't know if we'll
Otherwise,
be calling
who
you
knows
that.
where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley. The bucket spoke. The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
Okay, we're going all the way back. I lost one of the stickers on my bucket. Where did the other sticker go? This isn't my bucket. Where's the other one? This is not my bucket, chat.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
On the right.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this.
Yeah, exactly.
There was supposed to be a build-up to this point. A
Where's the
dramatic
jokes?
display
The
of
jokes.
remarkable comedic wit, which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's
Try it,
all
try
my
it. Just
fault.
give it a
I must
shot,
have
give it a
forgotten
shot.
The phone room comes immediately after the two doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title
No.
of king of comedy. I'm nothing.
No, don't say
I'm not
that.
even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that
No.
instructional video.
Don't make me rewatch it, please.
Yes, surely that will help me improve my...
No.
Here we go.
Okay.
You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Fine. I'll play ball. Nope, I won't.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
We're back at the phone already? No.
Okay. I think we're done with that
Here
reaction.
we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Okay.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back
What?
to
You
the
told me
phone.
left.
Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley.
Well, it's not
I'm
my
going to
fault.
be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself
What?
for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
That is so mean of you, because
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison.
What?
Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not?
No.
Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal, I think I saw it playing guitar. No.
That's terrible.
We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good.
Has he done me with the funny yet?
I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again.
Tell me when you are
More
done with the funny,
instructional
please.
videos.
I'm having trouble laughing. Okay.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in?
Oh, it's
How
back.
is that possible? They never stopped.
What if I don't
Surely
take
I
it?
was mistaken.
What if I don't take my bucket? Does something happen?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
No
he entered
bucket.
the door on his left.
It felt wrong not having it. Something both red and blue. What's red and blue? What place could that be?
Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
The red and blue door? I don't recall where that
Coming
was.
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Well, what's in this room? I haven't... We tried to go in this elevator last time and nothing happened. Let's see. Still nothing. But great vibes in the elevator, I must say. Okay. Let's go back in here.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
I got it wrong order. Will he get pissed off at me if I keep doing this?
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs.
No.
Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Let's go down. You are bucketless, so this is just the first game. Is that how it works? No, I can surely find the figurines, right?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
Oh my
Mind
God.
Control.
I'm so dumb.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it... Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door.
Well, that was a waste of 2 minutes then. I thought it would tell me something. Alright, we're gonna get all the...
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can...
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Alright.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an inch.
The bucket did not react, except perhaps a tiny glow of warmth. Subtle, yes, but an unmistakable spark from somewhere deep within.
Oh my God. He still loves me. He still loves me. The spark is still there.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it
the love is still there?
Along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
All right. There's still a chance our love can be rekindled, chat. There's still a chance, dude.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Oh.
The door behind them
We
was
don't
not
know
shut.
about that.
Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
No.
At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Surely that won't happen. There's no way. That's not possible. Oh my God, we're back in this machine. No! Uh-oh.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be.
That's not true.
To be sure,
that's not true at all.
It puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket. But what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death?
It's very comforting,
This is
I'll
what
have you know.
Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
No, 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 no!
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
Oh no.
In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
Oh. Oh, that's good for me.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
True. Fucking true. Welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within. A cavernous void, but through the use of this exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and sustained. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were in the ignorance and darkness? Damn.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
True. A photograph of 25 buckets, the greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced ketonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. Inferno bucket, a replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, simple fact remains. No one can control the bucket. Can I take it? Okay. Of course, the bucket with two handles. This bucket is depicted as having two handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting it. Oh, wow. The more you know. The stress bucket. Presented without commentary. Fair enough. Fair enough. Cave drawing. While we know the bucket predates the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early men's discovery of the practical use of the bucket, which time the bucket has already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures. That's
no man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one.
True.
It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
True. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between the bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there's yet more that is always out of reach. This distance, inevitably, is for our own good. I want it. Oh, I had it. I took it. Oh my god, I took it.
There is something we can do.
Oh?
Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
Oh?
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine.
No!
Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together.
Don't let me die.
The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world,
No.
a new vision.
No, don't kill me. Damn. Who knew, man? Who knew? Damn, that's deep. That's deep, chat. I didn't know that.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need.
Where is the
If I
last
can make it through
figure?
this door.
The good old bucket.
The red and blue
Just
door. I don't
Stanley
recall
and
where the red and blue door is.
Off on another thrilling adventure together.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Or we can go down the other elevator.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet. Simply
The mind
because
control
I have
room?
No
Oh, that's where I was
Coming
going to
to a
go next.
staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay. Let's see if this elevator's any different now. Yeah, I wouldn't have been as scared in fear and hunger if I had a trusty bucket with me. I would have been so at peace. Alright, nice. That was a nice little detour. The detour to nothing.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
True.
Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
True.
At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk, nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Damn, I didn't get any dialogue
Was it
this time.
the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
True. Okay, let's go down here. And then let's go to the mind control room, chat. Let's see what happens. I love this bucket. I think this bucket's my new favorite thing. He's my new friend.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
That we did.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Should I fall down? Or get a... What if I get an ending for doing that?
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
Oh no.
The bucket had never seen anything like this.
I'll fall down next time and
and
see what's
burst
different.
into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Thank God I have the bucket with me. Nothing is scary with the bucket.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
It's possible.
Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
That's true. I didn't think about
These
that.
questions raced furiously in Stanley's
Fuck, I didn't think about that. I didn't think about what the bucket wanted. I was always thinking about myself.
He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world.
True.
They high-fived in a really cool way.
Fuck yeah.
The bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
True. What would the bucket do, chat? Would it turn it off? Or would it turn it on? Oof. Well. What would the bucket do? He would turn it on.
But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along?
Yes.
To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly, silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
Okay. Oh. Ooh.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him.
This wasn't a mind control facility at all.
What?
It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world.
What?
The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions.
No way.
Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery.
You son of a bitch.
Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, living through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable.
That's a great life. I like that.
Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely
Good
the
ending!
best.
Let's go!
And Stanley was happy.
I'm so glad we got a good ending with our bucket and we're forever happy. Yes! We freaking got a good ending, guys.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Wait, I
Stanley
didn't find the
decided
last
to go to the
bobblehead.
meeting
Where was
room.
it?
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled.
Wait, where was the last
Anywhere
bobblehead?
they went together, Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Right door fall to the catwalk from the moving platform. Oh, okay. Cargo thingy? Okay, I'll check that after I do this next one.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because...
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Let's get it wrong.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
The bucket
Was
knew.
the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Exactly. It is the only logical explanation. Okay. Then we gotta do the button off this time. And then we'll do the jumping one. But we also gotta get the other thing too.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Okay.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television
Wonderful.
screens. What horrible secret did this place hold?
Give me
Stanley
my
and the bucket
platform.
both wondered to themselves.
Jump off? I'll do that one after. This is the longer one, so I'll just get this done.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock.
Does the bucket die? No
Everyone
spoilers.
in the office was being videotaped.
No freaking spoilers,
monitored
guys.
like guinea pigs.
And no, the bucket will
had
never
seen
die. He'll be in my
anything
life
like this,
forever.
And it very nearly burst into tears. as
I keep
Stanley
forgetting that I'm not
very
watching a VOD. I'm trying to skip ahead.
reassuring it
Oh,
that
no.
everything would be
You want
fine.
to see the endings that badly? Well, just wait a second. You'll see all the endings.
Was the bucket
I'm
under
trying
the
to skip this
mind
too.
control facility's influence as well?
But I have to wait for
Had
this elevator to
the
come
bucket been
down.
told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket.
Never!
His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
True and real. Alright.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy
Rightio.
or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
True.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided... Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
No, surely not.
Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated
We're
their
free.
greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away.
In this reality, the bucket
two of them
doesn't even
began to
know.
discuss
He
the
doesn't
kind
know
of
what the
life
true
they wanted
machine
to
is.
live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth.
What?
Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
Ooh,
True, it
I like
was a
that.
simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together. with one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
That's wonderful. What?
What? Wait. What's happening?
Wait, why? Why? No, let me out.
Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
Let me...
Unbearable silence.
Wait, no. We were meant to sneeze in every country on Earth.
Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
I don't care.
Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket. Needed the soothing warmth of the bucket. Would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right?
But I can't even see the bucket.
I
can't even see the bucket.
Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
No.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What
could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
A good bucket. A strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction.
Wow, we just die. We die in the darkness, but at least we have our bucket, so I think it's not a bad death. Ah, shit, I went the wrong way. Okay, well, that's fine. We'll go and do the jumping off ending then. And then we'll get the trophy.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
I did, thank you.
Was it that the bucket knew all along?
I knew all along, Mr. Video Game.
This is certainly the most logical explanation.
I can't believe I lost my jumps. That's the saddest part about this game. I threw away all my jumps in the beginning. It's so tilting. It should have never have happened like that.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall. Now, what to do next, Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't so bad down here. A bit cold, perhaps.
Oh, nice. That's quite nice.
After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves.
Oh, nice.
And a sort of kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket was craving paninis.
Oh, of course.
But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps
that
it really started to feel like a home.
Look at that.
In fact, after some time, Stanley realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility.
I don't need that. I'm happy here.
This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning.
No.
It unsettled the bucket deeply.
No.
Stanley wasn't usually like this.
Don't turn it into Asmon's house,
again and again,
please!
but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the path. It was a mistake to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending.
True.
This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible.
True.
Stanley was unconsolable. This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground.
No, Stanley.
True, it wasn't an ending.
but it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on. The two of them waited for a very long time.
Uh-huh. Damn.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Ah, the embrace of an old friend. A weathered companionship.
Can you get out of this window again?
The bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone?
How do they do this again? Oh yeah, that's...
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear. We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self. The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps, if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
Oh, no.
What are you talking about? He screamed. You're a bucket! To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
Oh, no.
No, said the bucket.
Oh, no.
Not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults.
Oh,
I
God.
was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No! Stanley screamed even louder this time. This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we...
Oh my God, the music! The music!
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power.
What?
Its fangs glistening like... My God.
No!
Stanley, you did
Stanley,
it.
what have you done?
Saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
Damn. We did all the side quests, man. That's crazy.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in,
the bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his...
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
True.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to
I can't believe the bucket was evil all along. Does that mean our friendship wasn't genuine?
Had the bucket turned
But our love wasn't real?
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
True.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift. Good, said the bucket.
Now we'll jump off there.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
No.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Now, where is our statue?
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point.
No, I
Stanley,
refuse.
How could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless...
What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
What?
I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point.
I know what a bucket is.
If that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket.
Right, okay.
Please, step in here for a moment.
Okay.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
Okay.
Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
Okay.
Okay, let's begin.
Sure. That's a bucket. That's a bucket.
A bucket?
100%.
Incorrect.
What?
It is a hologram of a bucket.
Oh my god.
Bucket.
Okay.
Item 2. Is this
That's a real bucket.
Incorrect.
What?
It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Okay. Okay.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
No. Oh, come on!
This is a bucket.
What? Okay.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
That is not a bucket, that's a tractor. That's obviously not a bucket.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket.
Were you trying to throw me off?
To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot.
Okay, good,
next
good,
one.
good. Alright, what's a bucket? Alright, what's next? That is also
this a bucket?
not a bucket. What?
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
What? What? How is that a bucket?
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
That is a bucket, yes.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
What? Okay, what's next?
Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something.
I guess so.
And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago, I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is?
Yes.
A bucket.
Well,
Stanley, I can't keep doing this.
I have terrible news for you, sir.
Myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart.
No.
I can't have that. I'm
No,
sorry,
don't get jealous.
but I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
You cannot do this!
Okay, here we go. What happened? Is everything gone?
I was
Why
a
did
bucket.
everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket?
Everything was a
Every single thing in the
bucket.
game was a bucket.
Everything was a
God,
bucket.
I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're
can't see
not
anything.
a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that.
Right. I won't say
Who knows
that.
what that information might do to a person?
I would break them.
All right, here we go.
Right. Okay. Well
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Let's try and find this last statue.
But Stanley is a very lucky fellow.
Which hopefully we can go through the door now?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No.
Chat wants a bucket. Look.
The bucket was wrong.
I don't have one for
you.
I keep mine.
To the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
I think
Don't
you
go
can't.
to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Okay.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
How do I get... How do I get the last Funko Pop?
Know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket. I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well...
How do I get this?
I think we have to do something about it. This
you gotta go bucketless?
Could have consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
I wonder if this changes anything. What if I just remove this sign?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
Okay.
Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know.
So I know the first two are not buckets.
Or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
This is not a bucket. I know this
Item
one.
1. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Okay. Help me out, chat. Just remind me, please. I believe the next one is also not a bucket.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct.
The next one is a
3D
bucket.
printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
And the tractor was a bucket, the second one.
Item 3. Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a bucket.
Thank you. Not a bucket.
Item 4. Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one.
The next one is a bucket. I can't believe I got super unlucky, man.
Is this a bucket?
Like this, its roof is open, so it is a bucket.
Correct. This is a bucket. Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Was this one a bucket, chat? I can't recall. It's both.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
How can it be both?
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Well, I know what's a bucket. I think I've shown that very clearly.
Yes. Thank you.
Nothing.
There's nothing here.
Yes.
Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket.
True.
But when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless... Is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
No.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out.
I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago, I could answer these questions.
This is just the illusion of choice.
And yet now I'm somewhat adrift.
It's the same ending.
Do you know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
Who is that?
Okay, here we go.
What the fuck? Who is that?
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear?
What?
Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me.
Oh my God.
I'm not a bucket after
I'm
all.
not a bucket either.
And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either.
Oh,
this
damn.
is wonderful news.
Okay, I gotta go bucketless to get the trophy.
Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game.
We gotta reset.
So, tell you what. I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Sure.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person. All right,
This is
here we
just
go.
all the same. I should just reset. Okay. What?
All of his co-workers were gone.
What?
What could it mean?
Fuck
Stanley
is this
decided
place?
it takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley checked his
What?
ego and then Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
What? I know I took the bucket because the room was different.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into the manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Too slow? That's hard, that one.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to
Walk
stop by
backwards
the
without
employee
turning
lounge
around.
first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door.
Oh yeah, I
on
should
his
hug the
left.
side of the door, you're right. Because then that way it can't like close on me.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I do miss the bucket as well.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone
I like the way he
else
says
can
that.
be
I don't know
difficult,
why.
But
It
the
tickles
fact
my brain.
is that the story has
I
been
know.
about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you
Yes.
that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yes.
Why? I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I... And there it is. The last...
Oh my God, I can rest easy
Savor
now.
this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it.
Yes.
Where so many people
Yes.
expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward.
True.
I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be
That
like
would be a reward. I don't want that.
and
I
we
did it.
can't
I did it
have
because I
that.
like it.
So instead, I'll just say it's done. We're all done here, and now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines. Now listen carefully. This is important. Stanley.
Okay, now I feel good. All right, let's try this.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines.
What?
Those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life?
Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness?
It did.
Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Okay.
I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines.
Sure.
Just one more time.
Sure. I don't mind indulging you, good sir. That's where it all began.
The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
7. There's more.
And here was a second Stanley. I'll be honest, back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
What can I say?
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you remember? Hey, that's exactly right. It was here in the boss's bathroom.
I know.
It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them.
That's true.
I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Well, that's not true.
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room.
What?
Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room,
What?
but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
What? I don't think this happened, Mr. Narrator.
This was the 5th mini stand, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
No. Oh my god, the OG YouTube. Okay, yo. Oh my god, let's go. This was it. Yes. Fuck yeah, bring out the notepad. Bring out the notepad. Write something on a notepad with hypercam, please. Oh. Simpler times. Let's go. We did it.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Sure. Oh.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors.
I recall.
This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that
most
happened
recent.
more recently than all the others.
Yeah.
Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other.
It was a special moment.
Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
True. Okay, they both go to the same door. Okay. You are in the present.
And then there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment.
What about the
Nothing
past?
left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
Oh. That was it? Just him?
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
What? Oh, okay.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more. And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Yes, yes. Okay, oh my god, bro.
Yes, I love that video.
I don't recall the pink room, I will be honest.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
I gotta agree with you on that one.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
What are the boss's office? All right, back down to the stairs. I wonder, does it always do it in the order you get it, or do they just happen to get it in a...
Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Yeah. The jumping. Oh my god. Do I get my jumps back?
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it.
Me too.
Now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
Try the achievement machine. I don't know where that is. Yeah, unfortunately. Oh, is it over there? Is that it hidden? That is it hidden. No, it's not. Fuck. Fuck.
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
Same door. God damn it. And back to my room.
And before everything else, there was your office.
True. Is it going to reset the game?
Is there anything else?
That'd be really
cool. Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
Fuck it.
Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason.
Oh shit,
Why did
lol.
I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again.
I was his bucket the whole time. I can't believe
I'll take care
this.
of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good.
Okay.
I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had...
Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle embrace. Protective, yet delicate. Assertive, yet compassionate.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
No. Oh, they're all gone.
No one was here.
Oh, the room's
Stanley
changed.
needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Still didn't get the epilogue? How do I get the epilogue?
Stepping in.
Oh, this door's open again. Fuck. Do I just lock the narrator out? What do I do now? What? What did I do? Keep going back? Okay. Go back to the start. It is very quiet. I kind of don't like not having him here. Especially after he just said I was, you know, this is like imagination. Oh. You are now leaving. Oh, okay. Works for me. This one goes up. They go up? I guess I can go up. Really there? Should be it. What the hell? Escape pod launch bay. Perfect. That's exactly what I need. Oh, there it is. Perfect. Let's go. You gotta come with me, buddy. Shh, don't cry. There's room for both of us, I think. I'm not sure yet. No, don't shed a tear. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Don't be sad that it's over. Be happy because it happened. Fuck it. I'll call Yuck. I will. I'll stay in touch. But I gotta stay. You gotta go. Wasn't room for two of us. All right. Begin the game again. Settings. You're saying someone said there was an epilogue. Quit to main menu. Credits. Are you full credits? Is that what it is? No. I gotta reboot the game. Okay. And then I do want to be able to chat for a little bit before. You have to reboot the game 5 times in total. What, really? Right. Okay. Sure, I've just all the game settings to the specific reason. It's just like what I do in day job. And now the job is over. There's no information for me to gather. I've collected all data that I can on you. I still don't really know you. You don't know me. Neither of us know what time it is. I guess some settings are just unsettable. If I'm totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyway. You won't have me when the game starts next, but that's okay. Video games are meant to be played alone. You like being alone, don't you? That's the only information I really learned about you. It's time for me to leave. Still one more setting that we need to do, but maybe a little time before it's ready for that. Ready for my job description. Perhaps you'll see me again if you can find me. Talk soon. Okay, so I probably need to restart the game again. Oh, epilogue. There it is. Many, many years later. Okay. Oh shit, we're back at the start. Okay. We're back in Dune. What the? The end of time, boys. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the hell? Why is this so cinematic? Damn. It just doesn't feel right without my bucket here, you know? Damn. But there's no bucket. Oh? Hold on. The Memory Palace? And a generator. Keeping it all going. Keeping what going inside here? What could possibly? In loving memory of the Stanley Parable 2. How deep does it go? How much is the bucket being kept alive? Is it the life support of the bucket? What is it? What could it be? Review the Stanley Parable 2. Like so many, I enjoyed my time with the Heroes of Memory, which underscores how truly disappointed I am in its sequel. Where the first game teamed with originality, several to dull inspired and often insulting to it. Oh no. Cookie 9, no. You didn't change your review, you made an even harsher one. Stanley Parable. Developers, no more spin-offs, no more sequels. No! Oh, figures! So many figures! Hello again. Nice to see you. But it's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. Did you read what the developers said? Preserve the integrity of the franchise? What nonsense. Stanley Parable is not scared. We do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy. Let's keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back. And if people hate it, who cares? You see, that was the narrator's problem. He was so obsessed with what people thought of his work. Don't make it his mistake. Don't cling to his legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard, in fact. Let me show you. Together we're going to make the Stanley Parable 3. It's simple. All we need to do is change the number in the settings. We also need a really dumb subtitle for the game. Something loud and gaudy. Go ahead, try combining some random word sketches to make a new title for the Stanley Parable game. The Revenge of Sunshine. Stanley Parable 3, The Revenge of Sunshine. It's absurd. I love it. Every time we restart the game, we'll advance the number of the sequel by 1. then we'll pick a new subtitle. That way, the Stanley Parable will never end. And nothing in the game itself will change when you do this either. Adding more content sounds like work. No need to do that. I'll just be the same content recycled again and again and again with a new title screen. What do you say? Should we go forward with this plan? I like it, but I want you to have a say as well. Don't do it. I understand. I'm not ready to move on. That's fine. If you ever change your mind and want to start inventing new sequels, come talk to me. I'll be right here. Basically Assassin's Creed. That was a lovely ending. What a fun experience. What a fun experience. That was a lot of fun. Damn. That was a lot of fun, guys. That was fun. I absolutely really enjoyed that as well. This was just as fun as the first. I think it's hard to top, right? Because you have this really cool idea and this kind of like a gimmick, if you will. And how do you kind of add to it? I think the bucket was a fun little addition. And it's like, the first game was really fun, so I'm very happy to have more of that. So I was quite happy. We did miss the machine achievement, but I didn't deserve it. So I didn't deserve it. But chat, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on CDawgVODs, please make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and watch the video when we edit it and it comes out, because this game is a lot of fun, and I'd like for you guys to have fun again with this game. Yay! But chat, I'm turning 30.